Tuesday, Tryon, North Carolina, Melrose Mountain, higher ground. Beautiful day outside today. Mid 70s and a little windy because there's a cold front that's supposed to come through tomorrow. But beautiful day. Colors are just about at their peak, and it's just going to be a beautiful day. Be at peace with all men. You know, that's a major theme in the scripture. It's not always easy to do, is it? Not all men want to be at peace. Not all men are very agreeable. But nevertheless, the Bible calls us to be at peace with all men. Today we take a look at the life of Isaac. Isaac was a man of peace. He was one who tried with all that he could to be at peace. It tells us in chapter 26 of the book of Genesis that he became rich, he became powerful, and he had many herds. So much so that Abimelech, the king of the area, asked him to leave the area. Now that's a difficult thing when you've settled down and you have herds and herdsmen and all kinds of things to leave, but nevertheless, he left. His father Abraham had dug many wells for watering herds and for growing crops. Isaac's first test came when he not only was asked to leave, but he was asked to leave behind all that he'd established in Gerar. He passed the test. He didn't argue with Abimelech. He went ahead and moved. His test number 2 came in chapter 26, verses 19 and 20, when his herdsmen opened up some more of the wells that Abraham had dug. By the way, they were filled in by the Philistines, who were always jealous of Abraham. And they opened up the well, and the herdsman said, "That's our water." Now, you know that if Isaac was wealthy, powerful, and had many people, many herdsmen, that he could have fought them. But he didn't. He moved again. And again, they opened up another well. Once again, the herdsmen in the area quarreled with him and wanted the water. Once again, Isaac, believing that a peaceful man is the right kind of man, God's kind of man, moved again. At this time, he dug new wells, and there was no argument. As a matter of fact, he got a confirmation from God about his trying to be peaceful. He said, "Do not fear, Isaac. I am with you." And Isaac built an altar to the Lord right there. 3 tests. 1, when he was asked to leave the area. 2, when his herdsmen dug the wells and opened them up. 3, when they opened another well. And finally, peace. And he built an altar and worshiped God. As a matter of fact, it's quite interesting because Abimelech then sent word to Isaac. And he said, "I'd like to enter into a covenant relationship with you. I want to enter into a peace covenant." This is the same man that ran Isaac off. And now he wants to enter into a peace covenant with Isaac. You see, God always rewards those who try for peace. If we were to look at Scripture, and all through the Bible it talks about peace. In Romans chapter 12, verse 18, it says, "If possible, so far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men." Now, the Scripture recognizes that it's not always possible. Some people just will not enter into peace. We see that in the Middle East. We see that in Afghanistan. We see that in Iraq. We see that with many of the radical Islamic groups. They don't want peace. They want to push us out. So here it says, if possible. Now then watch. It doesn't expect us to do what we can't do. It says, so far as it depends on you. How much of having peace with somebody or a group of people depends on you? And are they willing to enter into a peace relationship with you? Well, that's what Romans says. As it depends on you, be at peace with all men. But it's not just in Romans. Psalm 34:14, Psalm 37:3, Matthew chapter 5, verse 9, Jesus was speaking the Beatitudes, and he says, blessed are peacemakers, they'll be called the sons of God. Mark chapter 9, verse 50 says, be at peace with all men. Romans 14:19 tells us to be at peace, building up one another. 2 Corinthians 13:11 says, live in peace, so that God will be with you. 1 Thessalonians 5:13, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 14. All of these speak about us trying to be at peace with others. Now you say, how can I be at peace with others? There's a lot of people that go around with a chip on their shoulders, a lot of people that are trying to pick fights. Well, Proverbs 15:1 has a good word for all of us. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs anger. How many times, whether with a mate, a child, a person, an employer, an employee, have you neglected to give a gentle answer so that it might turn away wrath? Where instead you used a harsh word, which stirs up anger all the more. Remember what Romans said, if possible, as much as depends on you, be at peace with all men. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.